Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with the free pick in the Sacred Heart versus St. Francis college basketball matchup on Thursday, January 4th, 2024. Of course, if you like all the free picks we do every day at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Just go to the Premium Picks tab. You can use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have the Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays. These are meant for people who make big bets. If that's you, go ahead and text the number that you see on the screen. Not available on the website, so go ahead and text that number. But let's get to this one. We've got an early start in this one, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. St. Francis at Sacred Heart. It is the Northeast Conference in college hoops going at it. Sacred Heart comes into this one 6-9 on the season, just 3-7 in their last 10. But 7-6 against the number, while St. Francis has played a pretty tough schedule, 5-8 overall, 8-3 though against the number, but 2-5 on the road, but 5-2 against the number. And I think when we go and look at what these guys did at a conference, I think you'll see exactly how we got to these less than stellar records. And I think when we look at St. Francis coming into this one, coming off a nice win against Campbell. They were 2.5-point dogs, won that game outright, but they had lost their prior 3 games, including that loss to Iona. They were 17-point dogs in that one, but actually hung and were competitive, losing by just 7 points. I think, when we look at also some of these other games early in the season, St. Francis played those road games, UCLA and Penn State. They got roughed up. They made some big money in those games, but you got to also remember that they get paid a lot of money to play in those games, and that's why they take those. But, when we look also, at some of these wins that they've had, they've played in a lot of unlined games, teams like Framingham University, which really don't count, in my book as far as wins go. But I'm sure St. Francis, with the rough schedule that they had, they will absolutely take those. Meanwhile, Sacred Heart coming off of an unlined game win themselves. But prior to that, they had beat Dartmouth 67-57 as a 4-point favorite. They played some pretty tough competition as well, losing at Providence by 14 points, but they were getting 20 in that game. They covered, they had a string of losses, including some bad ones in there too. They played some tough teams as well. St. John's losing by 35 points in a game they were getting 22. They were favored against Boston University and lost by 22 points in a game they were getting 7.5. I think what we saw from Sacred Heart earlier this season was certainly some better basketball than what we've seen from them recently. When we look at St. Francis, they shoot the 3 at just 30%, but when we look at Sacred Heart's defense, it has been pretty terrible this season. Sacred Heart offense, certainly not much to speak of here either. And when it comes to shooting the 3, well, just 34% from the floor. It's tough in this one because, like I said, not all schedules are created equal, especially when we're looking at a conference. But I think when we look at some of the, some of these other things that transpired over the course of this, I think that Sacred Heart certainly decent on the boards, at least offensively. And when we look at them defensively on the board, well, it's certainly not as strong. I just think this is one of those weird games where it's like we're getting a ton of points with St. Francis. I know they stink, but I'll take the bundle of points, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. They're 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.